welcome back to the Pickems segment. George and Rick coming at you right at home. Coming at you. We're coming. We're going to get you. We're excited to be here to give you our Pickems. Last week, we were okay last week. It wasn't great. George beat me 2 weeks in a row now, so I'm looking for a little redemption. And you know what? I feel okay about how we did, especially considering how many just sideways games there were last week. So I don't think, we've obviously never seen an NFL year like this. And maybe every year you always feel like, wow, like a lot of upsets this week or a lot of upsets this year. But man, it's been a crazy year.
I was a little salty this weekend because I don't know if you noticed my how much I was pausing. I was thinking about taking the Redskins. Like I swear
I
swear
saw
I
you
was
were
thinking
close.
about
Yeah.
it.
Oh yeah.
And I was just like, oh man, that would have been such a great story to
That
tell.
would have been a big one. Like, oh, by the way, I was the guy that picked the Redskins over the Steelers.
Yeah, so hopefully I'll be a little bit more froggy this week with some of my picks.
Sorry, the Seattle Red and Yellow football team. YouTube, please don't take this one down.
That's true.
So anyway, all right, we're back to Thursday night football. Although I'm not certain I care a whole lot about it. We've got two playoff contenders at least at this point. New England's flying all the way out west here. We've got New England playing at Los Angeles. Not gonna watch it. We're gonna be full disclosure on that. That being said, I do have an opinion on it, as you might imagine, and my opinion on this one is that the Rams are gonna win this one.
Yeah, I don't think there's much of a debate there. For me, at least, I think the Rams are definitely the favorites to win. Patriots are kind of getting things together as of late, and it's good to see. But at the end of the day, the Rams are a more complete team defensively, offensively, just all around.
While I agree with all that, and I also picked the Rams, the one thing I will say that gives me pause on this game is if I had to draw like a lineation between the Patriots this year and like another NFL team, it might be the 49ers. And the 49ers beat the Rams twice this year. The Rams seem to struggle against them. Now, granted, it's not interdivisional, which kind of changes things, but we know they just have trouble playing that gum it up, run the ball sort of team, and that's who the Patriots are this year. Again, ultimately still taking the Rams, but it's not something I'm feeling like all sorts of 20 ways of confident and comfortable about. I'll say it like that.
Yeah, for sure. The Rams have played a lot of teams real tough, and some of the teams were not like in the same category as they are but they still were pretty close games.
Yeah, no, that's kind of a good way. I mean, honestly, when you have Goff out there, they're not blowing teams out. Like, it's just not going to happen. He might have a good game and throw some touchdowns, but like it's all out of necessity, not because they're just out there dominating. So, all right, next pick 'em. This one's kind of tough for me because we have Chicago, who like record wise is pretty much just they're 5-7. Somehow they're still technically in the playoff hunt, like a game out in the NFC. And Houston, who has not really looked good all season, has a couple of wins. But I mean the Bears, I get it. It's in Chicago. The Bears are trending in the wrong direction hard. Like, so this Bears team that we've seen be this bad in the last few weeks, this is a team I expected to see all season. So when they started like 5-1 or whatever it was, they beat Tampa and like they played the Colts tough. It was like, who is this team? Because that's not the team I expect to see. And the team we're seeing now is like, okay, this is the Bears team I expected to see all season. This is tough for me. George, who do you got?
It's tough. The Bears have 6 losses in a row at this point, and they're still 5-7 somehow. So the Texans are getting a little bit better. I'm going to go against the law of inertia, and I'm going to go with the Bears in this one. I think they're going to take it from the Texans. I like the way that Montgomery looks recently. I like the fact that they've got kind of things going right with the offense. I think they played a good game against the Lions. They just came a little short.
So here's what I'll say. I agree with you that Montgomery's going the right direction. That defense is going a little bit the wrong direction. So I'm actually gonna stick with inertia. I'm gonna take Houston. They're looking better. They're feeling better. They really should have beaten the Colts last week, and they Houston themselves right in the foot. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna take Houston. I'm gonna say they're gonna win this week. So we'll be a little bit different on this one, but I will agree with you. Their offense is starting to look good,
Hmm.
but they also just gave up 34 points to Detroit. So like the defense is not going in the right direction.
Yeah.
To a team that just fired their coach, by the way.
Hmm.
All right, next game. This one should be a little easier for us to pick. We've got Kansas City going south for the winter, staying a little warmer in Miami, playing the Dolphins. I'm taking Kansas City in this one. I know the Dolphins have been playing well. They're probably going to be a playoff team. Tua's not ready to be able to they're not stepping up and beating Kansas City though, right?
I don't think so, but I think it's going to be closer than it should be.
4 point game, somewhere in that 4 point game. It'll be a one score game coming out down at the end, but I think Kansas City wins this one. My
Yep.
guess, my guess is Miami will score, kick a ball off with about 4.5 minutes left, and you'll see Kansas City run out the clock. Something to that effect, but like that's 24-20, 31-27, 28, something like that. Somewhere in that realm is where I expect to see this game. But knowing this year it will be a 42-7 win for Miami. So who knows? All right, next game on the docket. Now I've got to think about this one because we just talked about Cards are not going the right direction. The Giants, good God, somehow are actually going the right direction. Cardinals flying out east. We know it's tough for those West Coast teams to fly out east, playing that early game. I'm gonna take the Giants beating the Cards. Tell me I'm wrong, George.
I don't think you're wrong. I think you're right.
Woo!
Because I mean, look at this. Like, so the Giants just held Seattle to like what 7 points or whatever it was,
Yeah, the Giants
and
defense is good. Has been pretty good all year.
the Cards more or less are like a poor man's Seattle at this point. So I think the Giants could pull it off.
I like that out of you. I like
Hmm.
that out of you. Sticking with me. All righty. Okay, we've got Minnesota flying south again for the winter. Man, I love these teams flying south for the winter here, playing Tampa. I'm going to take Tampa Tom and my Buccaneers
Yeah, it's
against Minnesota. George, who you got?
I don't have the pirate hat, but I'm gonna go with the Buccaneers too.
Here,
I
you can borrow it, my friend.
Oh, thanks so much. So yeah, I think I'm gonna go with the Buccaneers. I think it's a good opportunity for. I think it's gonna be a high scoring game.
This is a good opportunity. If you've got guys in this game, this is a game where like you're playing your fantasy guys in this game, because like if Ronald Jones is back healthy, he might have a game. Dalvin Cooks might have a game. Like I'm with you. Thielen, Jefferson, like there's gonna be a lot of weapons on this field. It's odd when you look at Cousins and that Minnesota offense, and like they quietly put up numbers and points, and so I like what I'm seeing out there, and we're gonna see a lot of points. Unfortunately, I don't think that's gonna mean a Minnesota win, but I'm okay with that. So we'll take that one. Denver flying out to Carolina, get out of the mountains, do a little water skiing instead of snow skiing. I got Denver at Carolina. This is another tough one because I don't think either of these teams are great. I'm going to take Carolina, assuming that CMC is healthy. They've been playing a little bit better of late. Little more oomph with that team. Plus, they do have weapons. Robbie Anderson, again, mentioned CMC. Mike Davis is an O slouch. DJ Moore, Curtis Samuel. Like, they've got weapons on that offense. In fact, my opinion, if they that's the team that should have gone out and gotten Jameis Winston. You put Jameis Winston behind at quarterback there. No offense to Teddy Bridgewater, Teddy Chicken Legs. I think Winston, while throwing some interceptions out there, that offense would be humming a little bit.
Yeah, I think Carolina can pull it off. They're coming off a bye week, hopefully getting a little bit healthier. Especially Teddy Bridgewater. I think they could pull it off. Denver showed a lot think last week playing the Chiefs so tight, but I don't think that they're a good team when it comes down to it. So I'm going Panthers.
No, I'm with you there. I'm with you there. All right, our next matchup, we've got Tennessee playing on the road down south in Jacksonville. Kudos to Jacksonville for taking the game to overtime, not dying, right? But they're not going to get their second win against Tennessee. Tennessee's going to play pissed off, and Derrick Henry's going to have a monster game.
Yeah, for sure. It's going to be the Titans winning the game, but man, J-Rob, I have a man crush on him this year. He's the only one that's only running back consistently playing.
He 100%. J-Rob's going to have a big game in that one too. Titans
Yeah.
they're not great against the run. They also can't get pressure on a QB, although I don't know that it matters with Jacksonville.
Yeah, I'm super concerned about the Jacksonville offense with the exception of James Robinson. He's just getting it done.
You know what? So let's take a second, and this is something we could have and should have gone over in our first segment. Mm-hmm. So they're gonna go 1 and whatever, maybe 2 and whatever. They're probably gonna have the second pick. We're good there.
Yeah,
probably gonna have the second pick, unless the Jets magically shoot themselves, pull a Jets and somehow don't end up with a number 1 overall pick. Now, are the Jets sticking with Darnold? And there's so much to speculate here. Like, is Trevor Lawrence coming out? So first off, if the Jets have that pick, I believe Lawrence stays home. I think he's like, nope, I'm going to stay at Clemson 1 more year. Mm-hmm. Could be wrong. Don't know. I think Justin Fields is coming out. If Jacksonville gets Justin Fields, maybe he goes to the Jets. But if Jacksonville can even get a quarterback, how much better is that team?
They're really good. They've got really good offensive weapons.
They got weapons for days.
They can't get DJ Chark. Like, to me, he's the biggest disappointment this year.
Well, you thought, you thought, well, maybe too many people. And I will tell you, I blew the whistle on this early. Too many people were too excited. Gardner Minshew is going to have a great year. No, he's not. Because undrafted guys like that, or maybe what is he, 7th round, whatever he was, that's a flash in the pan. That does not happen year after year after year unless you're Tom Brady. And you know what? There's only one Tom Brady. So when I looked at that, I'm just thinking, man, like, that's not going to happen. He's not going to do that again. And if they can get themselves a quarterback, Chenault, Shark, like, they've got Robinson, like, they've
Colt Senior.
Colt, Keelan Colt, like, they've got players for days, that can get the ball, get in space, do some things. And I think that's a spot where you're like, this could be a good team, right? Their defense is not the worst in the league either. So, like, they're and a good quarterback who's not just giving the ball away and putting you in bad field position all the time, that makes the defense way better.
Yeah,
way better.
Glennon's been serviceable, but, like, yeah, you need somebody that's got some leadership qualities behind him. The one bad thing about, like, I thought Chark could be in the same kind of range as AJ Brown this year. Just like 2 players, I think they were both rookies last year, that really kind of like popped off the page towards the end of the year, and they've both taken like the exact opposite trajectories.
Yeah,
it's pretty amazing. But yeah, ultimately the Titans are going to win.
All right, Indianapolis at Jacksonville. We're going to stick in the NFC or the AFC South. I said Jacksonville. Indianapolis playing in Las Vegas. Staying in the South. I'm gonna take Indianapolis here. You already know that. So who you got?
Yeah, I'm gonna take Indy as well.
Attaboy. It's what I like to see. You're my man, George. You're my boy, Blue. All right, we got New York playing at Seattle. No way Seattle loses to 2 New York teams back-to-back weeks, right? Like, that doesn't happen.
Yeah, no way. The Jets are not going to beat the Seahawks.
Jets are not going to beat the Seahawks. I'm going to ask you right now, Jets have the number 1 pick at the end of the year. I think that's probably, do the Jets win a game?
I mean, they're going to try not to. They're going to try the damnedest not to.
Okay. I like that out of you. Green Bay at Detroit. I've got Green Bay in this one. That being said, Green Bay are giving me some concerns from a playoff perspective. I know this is a good team. I know that they've got, but, like, I got them beating Detroit. They're going to win that division. this isn't like a no-brainer that they're going to go win a bunch of games in the playoffs.
Yeah, they're not a 9-3 team. Like they may be a 9-3 team, but they don't look like one.
Yeah, there's too many things that happen there that you're like, what's wrong with you? That defense is bad.
Mm-hmm.
They were up three touchdowns in Indianapolis and lost. That defense is bad.
It is bad, and their offense has just happened to be firing on all cylinders, but just like a slump can make them into like a bad team. But I think the Packers are definitely going to win.
New Orleans at Philadelphia, and the newly crowned King of Philadelphia, Jalen Hurts. He's going to be feeling the Philly blues this weekend because, if you're going to first off, shame on Philly. If you're going to go start like your new rookie quarterback, no problem with that. Don't do it against the Saints. It's one of the best defenses in the leagues. They're going to they're going to beat the hell out of him.
Mm-hmm.
I'm also going to operate under the assumption you got the Saints in this one.
I got the Saints. Yeah, the Eagles. The only thing I could potentially say about that is they can let Wentz kind of heal up a little bit and then have Hurts like show them what he's made of a little bit.
It's not that I even disagree with like starting him. It's just like Wentz has been essentially mildly injured all year long. You could have started him in all sorts of different games, and you're waiting to start him against one of the hardest to play defenses in the league. Mm-hmm. That's going to is just going to blitz and come after him. That's my. It's not that they're saying, well, we want to see what this guy has. On board with that. What? Come on.
Yeah, it's gonna be a rough game for him.
Gonna be a rough one. Here's to you, kid. Go look somewhat okay. We've got Washington going on the road to San Francisco. The Washington yellow and red football team. I feel like San Fran's got that one. I'm not super confident with that. Alex Smith does change the nature of that team a little bit. Because that defense is good, but I just don't see them going into fake San Francisco and winning.
I think if Gibson's healthy, I think that it kind of changes things.
Good, yeah.
If Gibson's healthy, if they can't stop McLaurin, like other teams have been successful in doing recently, I feel like the Washington football team is going to look pretty good. Alex Smith's a game manager. It's a revenge game for him of sorts. I'm going to go Washington football team.
Going Washington football team. I like that out of you. All right. Next game on the docket, Pittsburgh playing on the road in Buffalo. This could be a fun one. I'm going to take Pittsburgh. Man, the tough part here is that neither of these teams have a great running game outside of Josh Allen running the ball. Mm-hmm. And, Sunday night, it's going to be cold. It's going to be windy, probably sleeting or snowing. Like Buffalo's not where you want to be. Like schedule makers just tossing these two teams. No joy here. Going to be a tough game to play. Nobody can really run the ball. You're going to be throwing, footballs into your wide receivers' icicles. Be an interesting one here. I'm going to take Pittsburgh to win. But this is a tough one. George, who do you got?
I'm going to take the Bills. I think the NFL kind of did the Steelers dirty with some of their rescheduling that they've had to go through. It's with like between the Ravens and with everything else, and having games that were on Sunday versus on Wednesday or Thursday. I think it's going to catch up to them. I think the Bills are a really good team, so I'm going to go Buffalo Bills at home.
I like that. All right, and our last game on the docket here, and I think we're both taking the same team here. We've got Baltimore playing on the road against the Browns. Now, you're expecting your boy Lamar to have a good game, which tells me you're expecting the Baltimore Ravens to pull this one out of the hat. I'm there with you. I think Baltimore wins this game, but I don't have any good reasons for it other than they're a talented enough team to pull this one off.
Yeah, I think they're going to get themselves to. I think they're going to beat the Cowboys tonight, and they're also going to. They're going to win against the Browns, get themselves to 8-5, get closer to the Browns when it comes to potentially winning or getting closer to. Well, I think they'll be in the wild card at that point. But yeah, the Ravens played the Browns tough. I think they're going to win this one.
Like that. All right. Well, that's
we
what
also have.
ahead.
We have the Cowboys and the Bengals.
That's odd. That is not on my schedule sheet, but I'm glad you. Is this also a Monday night now?
No, it's a Sunday at 1:00.
How is this game not on my list? Oh, there it is. Just didn't call it. All right. Good shout out, George, making me miss one. Cowboys, Bengals.
I'm gonna make you go first since you missed this one.
I'm gonna. I'm gonna take the Cowboys.
I am also taking the Cowboys.
Little revenge for Andy Dalton.
A little bit of a revenge game. Yep. Make them wish they kept them around, right?
I don't like this game.
And
I will say this: you could see a lot of fantasy points in this game. A lot of hot garbage fantasy points could happen in this game.
It might be the only time I'm actually willing to start Zeke Elliott right now.
Yeah. I mean, you got to start him. Yeah, you got to start him.
He's been bad.
Well, he hasn't been bad. That offensive line is injured and bad, and everybody knows that Andy Dalton can't throw the football. But if he gets a couple of deep throws off to like CeeDee Lamb or Michael Gallup or Cooper, then the Bengals will have to take that 8th man out of the box. So that'll be interesting.
And who do you got for the Falcons and the Chargers?
Did I skip that one too? That's funny. I wrote it in and I just didn't apparently stop on it. So I got the Chargers and the Falcons Chargers. The Falcons are playing better. I don't see them traveling out to San Diego to LA and winning that one.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Chargers. I'm gonna give them a bounce back game.
Bounce back, yeah, a bounce back. I think it's a bounce back. Big game from Eckler.
Nice.
Joey Bosa has a strip sack at the end of the game.
I think that's every game. I'm excited. There's some exploitable matchups for the fantasy playoffs.
So yeah, very exploitable. So this will be a fun week. George, I appreciate you keeping me on my toes as always and finding all my misses throughout this fun time. We will, M&M Nation, we'll look for you next week. In the meantime, be safe.
Good luck, everyone.
Later.